There are opportunities to worship God everywhere, but they might be easily missed. Most often, we see images of worship being done behind microphones and on stages. While that kind of worship is good, it isn't the only kind of worship we need. The book of Psalms helps us find our own unique anthems. The Psalms leads us to worship God with all of creation, remembering what God has done, even when it's difficult, because we are God's family. As we explore this beautiful collection of ancient Hebrew poetry, we will discover that worship is much bigger than we ever imagined.
For the last few weeks, we've been talking about music and worship and how the book of Psalms can help us discover how to connect with God. And you might think that worship songs to God are always filled with joy and praise and victory, but the book of Psalms also contains worship songs that are filled with pain and grief and even anger. Psalm 55 is one of the many examples of this. It's a song from the Bible that expresses pain over being betrayed by a trusted friend. Listen to the words of Psalm 55. It says this: "Listen to my prayer, O God. Do not ignore my cry for help. Please listen and answer me, for I am overwhelmed by my troubles. My enemies shout at me, making loud and wicked threats. They bring trouble on me and angrily hunt me down. My heart pounds my chest. The terror of death assaults me. Fear and trembling overwhelm me, and I can't stop shaking. Oh, that I had wings like a dove, then I would fly away and rest. I would fly far away to the quiet of the wilderness. How quickly I would escape, far from this wild storm of hatred." Now, I don't know about you, but I can feel the anguish, the distress in these sentences and these phrases that are here in this psalm. These battle cries to God against the author's enemies, where they're just wanting relief, where they're wanting help from the pain that they're feeling in this moment. And the author doesn't seem to see a happy end in sight. In fact, they feel like they're in deep distress. It's almost like the psalmist is shouting up to God and saying, "I'm not okay with this pain, God. I'm not okay with this grief. I'm not okay with what is happening right now. I need you to step in and to do something right now." Our world is more connected than it's ever been throughout history, which means that we're able to be much more aware of tragedies that are happening in our community and in our country and around the world. And because we live in such a broken world, we often see injustices, things like powerful people taking advantage of vulnerable people, tragedy hitting good people, physical and mental illness impacting loved ones in our lives, people we love and care for, injustice and pain happening all around us. And this psalm, it's a lament. It's a grieving over the injustice. It's a faithful protest to God over the hard things that are faced in the world. It's giving words to the psalmist's protest as well as ours. It expresses honest feelings. And sometimes these honest feelings are so honest, they make us a little uncomfortable. See, lament is when we express our pain and grief. And lament makes our worship honest.